Hello and welcome to Scottish Car Enthusiasts and Trains TV and to Bearded Driver Reviews. Hello and welcome to Scottish Car Enthusiasts and Trains TV and to Bearded Driver Reviews, where we're going to take a look at my 2006 Smart 42. So, I've covered 1,000 miles in this car, so I thought I'd give an honest review of what it's been like in the first 1,000 miles, as well as a walk around of the car and its interior features. So, without much further ado, let's get started. So the first thing you notice on the Smart 42 is the cheeky face that the car's got. Now I think this car's got the almond shaped headlights. Moving down, it's got a silver grille which has two circles in the middle on it. The two circles in the middle of the silver grille would be on a higher spec fog lights, but this is the Passion model, so we don't get the fog lights. So let's start a little walk around. So you get clap hand wipers. Here you've got your washer jets, and these are access panels to access the screen wash, the coolant and the brake reservoir. This front end doesn't open up, it's just a plastic panel. Moving around to the side, you've got alloy wheels, you've got narrower, I think these are 15 inch. So you've got narrower 15-inch alloys on the front, and at the back you've got wider 15-inch alloys. As we come round to the side profile, you've got a swage line that goes straight through in the middle of the car. You've got your door handle there, your little sort of quarter light window and your main side window. You've also got these silver mirror caps, and it definitely is a passion wagon. Now, the main colour of the car is silver. The reds are just panels which, just like a Mini, you can accessorise and change the panels if you really wanted to change colours of the car. So you could have it maybe like a silver and black type of finish. Moving around to the back, you've got black wheel arches, and you've got, this is where the engine is at the back, so I think you've got some cooling here just above the boot lid. You've got 6 little rectangles, and I'm guessing that's for the engine and the exhaust. Now, I mentioned that the car is silver. This is because the silver is the tritium safety cell. So this is all steel, and in the event of an accident, this will protect you. Now, it's hard to describe what a tritium safety cell does apart from protecting you, but just imagine a peanut. So you've got the outer case would be this plastic. So just imagine this is the outer case of the peanut. So if you were involved in an accident, this would just break away and the steering wheel would just collapse down, and this silver safety cell, the tritium safety cell, would protect you in the event of an accident. Why why don't we go and have a look at some of the interior features on the Smart 4.2. And just as we open the door, you can see more of the Tritium safety cell with a Smart on the sill. And you can just sort of see where the red panel bolts onto. So this is your safety cell. This silver bit is your safety cell. Let's have a look at some of the door architecture. There's not much to the door. What you've got is a bit of trim, some plastic, you've got a wee bit of trim matching the seat fabric, you've got a door handle. For a door bin, you've basically got a little net. This is your door handle here to get in and out. This is your electric window just for the driver. There's no passenger lowering. You can easily reach over and put the passenger window down. You've also got manual mirrors. And we're now into the dashboard area. So you've got a large 2-spoke steering wheel, but it doesn't feel large on the move. You've got these eyeball vents. You've got some storage there with your OBD port. Let's move into the cabin more. So moving on to the dashboard, you've got a strip speedo which looks very reminiscent. I was actually thinking of this last night. Very reminiscent of the Volkswagen Beetle, the golf based one from the late 90s. So you've got a strip speedo, you've got your bank of warning lights, and in the middle you've got an LCD display. So you've got your fuel gauge, your gear lever position, so it's currently in neutral, and the temperature gauge. To the left, you've got your indicators, and honestly, they do feel pretty cheap. And just the quality of the sound makes them feel pretty cheap, but they do the job. You've also got your lights on here as well, so you've got your side, headlight, and fog. And you can also hear the relays of the car with fog light going on. And over to the right, we've got our windscreen wipers. So if you want intermittent wipers, push down. To put them onto the second speed, you've then got to turn them off and up. And if you want a quicker speed after that, speed 3, straight up again. So if you're just wanting intermittent or just a quick sweep, down for 1. There's no rear windscreen wiper because it's a convertible. Now moving over to the dashboard area again, we've got our heating controls. Now I really like this because they're laid out for the driver, they're angled towards the driver. So you've got on the top here, you've got your central lock-in. You've got a blanking switch. Now I think that's for heated seats possibly. You've also got air conditioning, and it's two-speed or two-step air conditioning. You've got this big centre vent here. This here is your recirculation. This here is the blower, so one there. And that directs air onto the windscreen at this level. You then have hot and cold, and this is just your positions here. You've got, next under that, you've got your Smart Radio by Grundig CD player, and it's not a bad CD player to be quite fair. Only issue I have with this is if you're listening to a CD and you hit a pothole, you will lose your CD, either jump or skip like mad, or just stop playing. Under that we've got a big ashtray, just ignore the mess, or a big understorage tray. Down below that you've got the interior light, like so, and a 12 volt. Below that you have your ashtray and just like a little oddment tray. Moving to the passenger side, instead of where a glove box would be, you've got the passenger airbag, and underneath that there's nothing there for you. And just that side you've got another little oddment tray, and there's an oddment tray on this side as well. So quite functional with little oddment trays, and it's driver focused with a stereo and the heating controls. If you did want a glove box on the Smart, then there's an underseat storage tray on the driver's side. And one thing else to note is these little holes here, you could get like accessories like cup holders. I think you get like a CD disc holder or something like that as well on this car, and I think we just screw in basically into these holes here. Moving down into the between the driver and passenger seats, you have the semi-automatic gearbox, which we'll go into a bit later. You also have here is the roof opening and closing for the convertible aspect of the roof. You also have this Saab-esque ignition barrel, and to remove the key you just have to either lock it into neutral or reverse. Below that, hopefully you can see it, there's space for your coins, and it's got a mechanical handbrake, which is all good. Right, let's go and have a look at the engine. So, with the boot opened, you can see that you've got a wee bit of space for maybe a couple of overnight bags if you were going away for a couple of nights. Away somewhere, for example, Rustaville, which we'll be attending on the 28th of September. So yeah, you've also got a little bit of storage. You've got a little luggage net there, just to put like a couple of cloths in. You can maybe, if you've done your shopping, you could easily stick a bottle of wine in there or a carton of milk. So let's have a look at the engine bay. So first of all, we pull up the carpet, and then you have your sound deadening here. So we lift up the sound deadening, and you're left with this metal plate. This is how you get into the engine bay. So to do that, you take this little tag here, unscrew like so, and I'll just come back to you in a minute while I'll remove this. And here we have the 3-cylinder 698cc turbocharged Smart, engineered by Mercedes-Benz engine. As I said, this produces 61 brake horsepower at 95 Newton meters of torque. 0 to 60, you're looking about 14 seconds, 14.7 seconds, something like that. It does feel quicker. So you've got your little fan here for, I'm guessing that's the intercooler there. And if you were wanting to do the oil, you can check your oil here with a dipstick. That's where you add the oil here. Now on some Smarts, or the majority of Smarts, if you were doing an oil change on this, you basically have to get a siphon pump into the dipstick tube. This, thankfully, actually has a drain plug. I think it's been added on the sump, so this will make changing the oil a lot easier than having to siphon it out the dipstick tube. So with the engine in the rear, that basically means it's rear wheel drive. Now moving across, we've got this, when the boot lid comes down, you've got these two red buttons here. This is where you store the additional panels for the convertible roof, and I'll show you that in action. Now, I mentioned that you can open the roof using a button inside the car. That's true, but you can also do it via the key if you push this button here. Now I always thought this was the boot release button to unlock it, but no, just watch this. Up goes the roof. We'll walk round. And it drops down, it rolls over to the back just above the brake light. Now if I push this again, hopefully, now we're going to turn it into a convertible. Now I'll show you, I'm going to set the camera up and I'll show you how to turn it into a convertible. So that's it in full convertible mode. So we've removed the roof pillars. And I quite like it in this mode actually. The only thing to worry about is when you do have it in this position with the roof pillars off, make sure it's a really good day, because I've been caught twice now in the rain, just random showers in the rain, and I'm having to stop the car. It could be a wee bit of a fiddle getting the roof back up. Sometimes it doesn't play ball. So most of the time, if I'm out in the car, I just usually have a roof just folded over, just like when we used it in the first position with a key, using the key. But if you know it's going to be a really good a day, then this is the mode you would use. If you know it's going to be a really good day, you just want wind in your hair experience and behind you, then that is what I would do. Right, bear with me, I'm going to get the roof back up and we'll go for a drive.